Um, Hi. Okay, so, it's been a hot minute since I made a video, right? Okay, so, for, those who, don't know, my name is Mia Clark, and, you probably remember me from, like, my, Obey Me videos from, like, I don't know, like, 2 or 3 years ago. I don't remember, so anyways, I'm like making a new video because it you probably heard that Soulmare, their Shall We Date, whatever they're called, they're not adding like new content to the Obey Me games anymore. Like, the games are still gonna be around, but they're not gonna be like adding new chapters, and I'm guessing there won't be like new events anymore. So what they will do is that they're planning to like from what I heard is they're planning to uh, they're planning to re-release chapters, and I'm guessing events too, because I guess they want to move on to other stuff. I think from what I've seen, from what like heard from a friend, that they're probably moving on to like making these guys like, you know, idols and stuff, which is like, okay, that's whatever. To be perfectly honest, I haven't played the game in years. And years, I mean, well, the few years this game has been out, like, I'm pretty sure it wasn't that long ago. But, first got the game, like, when I was, like, fresh out of high school. That was, when maybe I was still in high school when when I got the game. Anyways, I must have got it around the time with like my final year and when my exams were going on and shit. It was around that time. And I used to really like the game at first because let me be perfectly honest, I'm not like well versed into stuff like otome games or gacha, all that stuff. It all felt so new to me. Like, I obviously like have like otome games I had like in the past. I played one called Midnight Cinderella, and I dropped that after going through like a romance with my favorite character. It was like, okay, I got what I wanted, bye. But what was I gonna say? There was also this other one that was based on Alice in Wonderland. It only had like three love interests. That game is not around anymore. And is it lost media? Because like I know there's like a Wikipedia for it, and I know someone like uploaded a video of like some of the moments, but no one talks about it. But anyways, it's not about that game. This is about Obey Me and like my honest feelings about the franchise. And it's like, man, those games just ended up being a waste of time after a while. Like, I get that they're gacha games and all, but holy shit. Like, oh, oh, excuse me, but, like, holy hell. So hold on, I'm trying to think. So here's the deal. So for if you're not one who's like into fluff or that kind of stuff, this game is definitely not for you. And like, I don't mind a game that's just fluff. I just wish like it was apparent from the get-go, because the game like gives you this impression that it's going to be so much more, and obviously, oh my god, you want to see where the game is going, so of course you're going to go through like all those mini games. You're going to try your best to beat it just so you could unlock more chapters and shit, and then once you get there, the story is just a nothing burger. Like, one thing I like very vividly remember is they made a plot point out of Diablo's father waking up, and we were like, holy shit! oh my god, are we gonna see his father for the first time? And when we do see him, what is this going to mean? And then by the time you make it to the end of the chapter, you find out, oh, don't worry, it's a false alarm, none of that matters. Another plot point that seems significant is that, I don't remember why it happens, but Diavolo brings up the possibility of you, like, probably needing to, like, end your pact with the brothers. And that was also a big deal, because obviously at that point in the game, you're close to, like, all of the brothers, and they all mean so much for you, and you kind of want to, like, hold on to those pacts. I don't know why, but they make a big deal of it. I know the fandom was making a big deal of it. I remember seeing this comic where, their MC character was crying over having to end their pacts with the brothers and stuff. But of course, that didn't end up happening. You see what the problem is, and what really didn't help is that eventually the minigames got harder, and not only that, it got harder to get, like, decent cards to be able to, like, get through those minigames, because, in Obey Me, the minigames are like these dance battles that you have with, random demons, and then eventually, like, dark clones of the brothers, and obviously, like, you have to either reach a certain point or, like, get the meter, like, completely filled to, like, win. Like, either or. You just have to make sure to, like, beat the demons before they beat you, or, like, before time runs out. And after a while, it just, like, started getting harder and harder, and what really didn't help is that the best cards to use in those situations are, like, SSSR and all those rare cards, the really rare cards. I don't remember what they're called anymore because, once again, it's been a hot minute, but it's the cards that tend to come with, like, the cool funky artwork, and sometimes they even add, like, cool funky little animations to go along with them. Yeah, those cards. Those are the cards you would want, but even when you have a combination of all those and the rainbow sticks, it doesn't matter, like, you're gonna lose. It kind of gives you the impression, like, okay, I have to beat this. This must mean that the story has to be getting good. And then after you go through all that stress, after you finally beat those enemies, it's just nothing. It's just fluff. And, like, I don't mind fluff. I'm pretty sure I said that before. I'm running in circles, but I am, like, a total bitch for, like, fluff. I am a huge slice of life fan. Like, some of my favorite anime are, like, freaking Azumanga Daioh, Lucky Star, and, this, I don't remember the name at the moment, but basically this anime takes place in, like, post-apocalypse Japan, and we follow this android as she lives through this really quiet apocalypse. It's vibes all over, man. And if the game was like that, I would have minded, but the game keeps, like, giving you the impression that it's a lot more than it actually is, and I'm going in circles again, but that's pretty much it. And after a while, I was just done with Obey Me, and the new cast of characters, I couldn't care for them. By the time they were, like, introduced, I stopped caring about the game. And then, years later, I was done with the game for a hot minute. I don't know where the story is going, and then I find out, whoop-de-doo! Oh, look, new Obey Me game. It's called Nightbringer, and the brothers get 3D models that look goofy as hell. Look at this stupid old man. Look at this boomer. Look at him. And, like, I don't know much about Nightbringer other than a lot of fans hated it, and, the Nightbringer is, like, supposed to be, like, an important character or something. Like, I know that they make a big deal out of it, but from what I've heard, like, that is also just a total nothing burger, but I could just be, like, speaking out of my ass because, I've just entirely, like, lost interest in this franchise, you know. I get that it's a gacha game and all, but come on. You can do more than that, you know? Because, once upon a time, I used to care about these characters. Like, Lucifer lived in my head rent-free. He was my favorite. I just remember vividly my first time playing Obey Me. I was originally going for Mammon, but then one of the things you have to do, like when I first got the game at least, one of the things they have you do as a beginner's mission is that, oh, switch the character you originally select to another character. So I switched to Lucifer, not expecting to keep him there, but he grew on me like very quickly, and afterwards he was my comfort character, at least while I was into Obey Me. The game was just nothing, and I guess it reached a point where fans were getting tired of it, so Soulmer just decided, okay, whoop-de-doo, we're not doing this anymore. We're gonna stop adding new content to the games. We're gonna be moving on to other stuff, and like, I guess at least Obey Me has branched out. Like, I know it had like the freaking anime series, and I know that they've been dropping albums, which is fine, I guess, but oh, this is just me rambling. If you expected something like more detailed, more concrete, I'm sorry, this is the wrong video. I just wanted to like quickly like put my thoughts into like, and just like after I lost like interest in Obey Me, like all these problems I used to ignore just suddenly like rear their ugly head. Like, holy shit, can we talk about how dark-skinned characters in Obey Me like are treated? Like, out of all of the brothers, Mammon is easily the most demonized, and for some reason the devs think it's really funny to put him in these situations where he gets in trouble, he gets beat, his brothers are constantly distrustful of him, and he is the only one amongst the brothers who is dark skinned. It's like, suspicious. Another problem I think is if I remember correctly, the thing about Diavolo is that he like has like tannish skin at best, and I think in his demon form his skin is darker, which is an implication, that's for sure. And eventually there was Simeon, who seemed like such a nice character at first, but I heard that like as time goes on, like they seem to be like leaning into like the stereotype of, oh, heaven is actually secretly evil and hell is the good place this whole time, with Simeon doing increasingly like more dubious things as time went on, at least from what I've heard. Don't take my word for it, take everything I say with a grain of salt, but once again, it's freaking weird, and we have a disproportionate amount of like light-skinned characters who get treated much better, not only like by the game but also by the fandom, because I noticed that even the fandom itself is like not good when it comes to dark-skinned characters. Oh, and dark-skinned like MCs too. Like, can we talk about the fact that most dark-skinned like fan characters get shafted in favor of like these blank slate Mary Sue same face syndrome characters? And like, when people are so talking about fandom racism and how they've been experiencing shit, they've been feeling left out, they've been dealing with harassment, you guys are all like, oh, it's not a big deal, you guys are just bringing problems into the fandom. And yet when these creators with their white ass characters come here now and they're like, one person was mean to me, you guys are suddenly all like, oh my god, poor baby, oh. So much bullshit happened in like the Obey Me fandom. I can't even begin to talk about this shit I got into. It's like, so many people like think, oh well, you're into a game that like has minors in it, and it's like, honestly, no. I hate it whenever like fandoms have a problem, people just instantly assume, oh well, it's a fandom with kids in it. No. Most of the shit I experienced, it was with the adults in this fandom. Like, y'all could talk about how kids are shitty and all, but a lot of y'all are even less mature than they are. Like, I got into less shit with minors, like most of the time it was just adults, like not knowing how to behave themselves, and like having this really not good, like, okay, so you might be calling me a hypocrite, but let me, the cat's out of the bag, I was trolling. The persona I put up, that's not actually what I'm like. I think it's really bad to like revolve your life around a fictional character, especially when it comes at the expense of like actual people. People like to say shit like, oh, fiction doesn't affect reality, it's no big deal, and like people get hurt by it a lot. Maybe you're not personally hurt by it because you get the privilege of like being a white person in a fandom space, but a lot of freaking POC, especially the dark skinned ones, they have to constantly deal with bullshit, and you guys constantly disregard whatever they say, and it's like you guys don't actually care about making fandoms like a safe space for people. You care about your own comfort, which isn't inherently bad, but don't come out here and act like, oh, I'm so concerned about making fandoms like, this super great place for everyone. You're not. Let's be real, a lot of you don't give a shit. You don't give a shit. But anyways, it was a combination of me being dissatisfied with the game and just like fandom bullshit that made me like, I'm done with this. I'm just absolutely done. I've moved on to like other fandoms. I've gotten back into stuff that like I used to be into as a kid because I get more out of it. Like, I don't care about like constantly getting new content like you guys are. Like, can we talk about the fact that since the devs aren't adding new content to the games, you guys are so quick to be like, oh no, the game is ending, and it's like, no, the game is still there, and then like, until the devs announce, oh, we're gonna be getting rid of the games entirely, I don't want to believe, like, actually it doesn't make sense to say that the game is done, because it's still there, you could still go back, you could still play it. Why do you guys constantly need to be spoon-fed new content for you to care about stuff? Like, there's a lot of ways you can engage with it without like needing like new official content. Like, you guys can engage with, even though I just talked shit about it, you guys could like actually engage with the fandom instead of just mindlessly like consuming things. Like, you could actually like grow connections and shit, because even though like most of the friendships fall apart, I did make friends through Obey.me. And like, you guys could be doing the same thing too, but a lot of y'all, the way you consume content, you don't care about like the small person who has a kind of funky art style and or who doesn't care to like write reader inserts for your beautiful pale white character with their beautiful wavy hair and shit. They're probably writing about an OC character that has a lot going on for them, and unless I keep going off topic, but it's real funny that the same people who like who tell like people of color that, oh, you should humble yourselves, you shouldn't care about representation, also like do not consume media where they can't latch themselves onto, like, if they can't see themselves in these characters visually, they won't give a shit. I don't even know where I'm going with this. I'm just yapping. And I can't even like say much either because I haven't played this game in years. So and I don't want to make too many assumptions, but yeah, I am not into Obey.me anymore, and I was considering like picking up the games and playing them again, since their final chapter is going to be uploaded, like they're going to put that out next year, and then after that, that's it, if I remember correctly. And so, hey, maybe this would be a good time as ever to like re-download the game and see what it see what's going on. But like, is it even like going to be worth it if everything's just going to be a nothing burger? The ending's probably going to be really unsatisfying because you can't build yourself on like having all this deep lore, having all this stuff going on, and then have these characters and the story be on like the same spot it has always been, essentially, because the brother's going to the human realm. Like, at the end of the day, that didn't really amount to anything now, did it? It's still pretty much like the same scenarios that and the same shenanigans they get into like in the demon realm, so what was the point? Another thing is, what was the point of like the school setting? Genuinely, Like, I get that's a trope in Japanese media, but like the devs want to have their cake and eat it too, because like oh, your characters have to attend school, but like they also want to make sure that y'all know that, with the exception of obviously Luke, all of these characters are also adults, so it's like and it's not like it functions like, you know, a college, a university, or anything. It is intentionally designed to be like a high school. And yet, how does their society even function? You know, because these guys are not teenagers, but they are like students at this school, so like, is graduation like even a thing? What is even this world building? Is like, the world building is just not good. It's just not good. I might as well end it here. I don't even know where I'm going with this. I guess this is just my own rambly way of like saying that I'm not into Old Baby anymore. Oh, I probably got to this point like moments ago, but yeah, I'm ending it. Oh god, I'm like ending it here. So thanks for watching if you watched this whole thing somehow, and bye.